Hello, it's Thursday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday. We've changed. But welcome to ESC Fan TV and our preview, I should say, of the Norwegian fifth semi-final. Oh my goodness, what a week it's been. We're shifted to Wednesday this week because, quite frankly, this week is just so jam-packed. We hope you've enjoyed the shows on Australia so far. We've been moved out for Italy, which is going to be previewed tomorrow night. We've got Denmark coming to you on Friday. We've got an Australia review show on Saturday afternoon. We've got Norway review on Saturday evening. Oh my goodness, just so much. I can barely keep up. Anyway, if you do want to keep up, don't forget to click the like and subscribe button. See, I even managed to segue that into a nice cheesy link. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Twitch. We're on there as well. And whilst you're there, don't forget to give Eurovision Norway a like as well as we go over to meet the panel and give a big hello to Morten.
Hi guys, looking forward to the fifth and final semi-final review for Melodi Grand Prix. Woo!
Hey! So, and we didn't see you give the thumbs up to the camera on Saturday. I was looking for you. So could you try again this week?
You know what? Fun fact, I don't know if I'm going this Saturday. I can explain later in the show. You will understand why. But I tried my best last time, but like the camera was so far away, so I couldn't like run to the camera and hey. But we'll see if maybe in the final. Ooh.
Ooh. Look forward to that. Also joining us on tonight's panel, we have the wonderful Martin. Good evening, Martin.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here and finally get on to do a Norwegian review show, seeing that I've played all of them so far on my radio show. So.
Yes, don't forget, once you've finished watching the ESC Fan TV content, gone across to Norway and checked all the interviews out over there, don't forget to give Martin's blog a like. It's Let Me Be the One. And you can also find him on Bradley Stoke Radio on Tuesday nights between 8 and 10 and 10 and 12. Those times are GMT. So you're gonna have to convert that 9 to 11 CET or 11 till 1 if you're up late on a Thursday night. Also joining us, I hope her bags are almost packed for Trondheim. It's the lovely Jo.
Hello, Tom. Yes, very much. They are almost packed.
Hey.
A week to go and unpacked. That's how excited I am. So hi, everyone.
Amazing. And also joining us is Nicholas.
Hello. I can't believe we're already at the end. We have the final semi-final here. What are we going to do when the Norwegian shows are over? I don't know.
I have a sneaking suspicion there may be a Danish solution to that one. And a Swedish one as well. And a big hello to everyone that's in the chat room. I'm just taking a look down at the moment. Hello to Barat, Corinne's, David, Amat, Stuart, and everyone else that is watching as well. There's so many people. Keep commenting in the chat room. We love to hear from you. And they've all given you away before I have, but I'm going to give you away now anyway. Haha. Right. Shall we get started, guys?
Yes.
The first track we're going to look at. Jenny Jensen. She was the front figure of Septimus. Also joined Maestro, NRK1 in 2010. She's hoping to gain a ticket to the final in Trondheim next week with a song called Mr. Hello. It's got a bit of a 1920s speakeasy feel. Let's take a listen, see what the panel think.
Mr. Hello, where do you go? Answer my shadow. Mr. Hello, my Shiloh, come be my Romeo.
Okay, Martin, is this the type of song that we have to do a secret knock at a speakeasy to kind of get into? What do you make of Jenny's entry?
It does remind me of one of the first films I ever saw. It's showing my age was Bugsy Malone, so I can imagine Tallulah singing this sort of song in what was it,
Yeah.
Fat Sam's? I can't
Yeah,
remember. Fat Sam's Speakeasy, the splurge guns. Anyway,
Yeah.
enough of my reminiscing of about 30 or 40 years ago. Yeah, I read somewhere what jazz-infused show tune full of pizzazz is how it's described by one website. I thought, yeah, that really sort of sums it up. It sounds though she's got a lot of experience. She's well known through Norway, so I suppose that must count for something. It's light-hearted and nice, and I don't think it's necessarily going to go through, but then who knows, because this is such an open semi-final. This could easily get through to the gold duel, but I don't know. It's what it is. It's a fun sort of sound. It's obviously very dated, but it's not claiming to be modern, is it?
And Stuart's just asked to see everyone's jazz hands. Oh, come on then. Morten, are you going to be doing the jazz hands in the audience to this one on Saturday night?
Well, it all depends on the staging, but it's clearly a fun song. It's the funniest song of all the four, this semi-final, I think. And since when I first heard Tore Pettersson's song in the semi-final too, I was like, yeah, this is great. And this kind of has the same things here and there, but this just doesn't catch me at all the same that Tore Pettersson did. So if this flops on stage as the Tore song did, then I will be throwing my jazz hands out of the way and I don't know what I'm gonna do then. But the only thing, this is a fun song and doesn't have anything to do in Eurovision to do Melodi Grand Prix, and I don't think she sings that well English either. So I think this has to remain in the semi-final.
Okay, and Joe, is this the type of song you'd love to see across in Trondheim?
Not really. There are better songs in this semi-final, let's just say. But it's a bit of fun. And, talking about Bugsy Malone, and I agree with Martin. It's very much sort of brings you back to those days and sort of the speakeasies in the 20s, doesn't it? And I think that's what it's intended to do. And it's a little bit of escapism. Maybe you should use it on staging and go from there.
I was going to say, of course, because we are back in the 20s. So,
we are 100 years. Can you believe it?
Well, since I wasn't around the last time.
Neither was I.
Nicholas, wrap this up for us. Mr. Hello.
Yes, Mr. Hello, Mr. How About No. I do wonder a little bit how the other songs from the Northern Norway were if this one got in there. I don't think it has much of value other than being a fun song. It's a lighthearted song, and I think it'll definitely while it may not be the best song ever, it'll get us up dancing and we'll have some fun with it on Saturday. And I think, we need that because I don't necessarily think this is the most fun of the semifinals. So, for that reason, it's good that it's there to at least keep our mood up.
Yeah, do you know what? I think I'll go with that. I'm really intrigued to see the staging. If the staging is done right, see, at the moment, I'm picturing kind of the old-fashioned sort of feather hats and things like that, and high kick dancing, and I have a vision in my head. Whether this will translate, I don't quite know. But do you know what? I think it could be a lot of fun. And you never know, I might even get the cocktail shaker out and whip up a cocktail, considering the whole day is going to be almost a day of Eurovision on Saturday, because it's Super Saturday. I think there may be some whiskey cocktails and rum going on for that as well. Now, let's move on to the next song, Song 2. We are going to look at Liza I can't even read what I've written down here. Liza Vasilieva. Someone like that. Anyway, she's singing a song called I Am Gay. This has been quite controversial on the chat rooms. You may have read quite a lot about it, all to do with the song title. But let's actually look at the singer. She's a songwriter, singer-songwriter from Trondheim. Originally from Russia, lived in Russia until she was 3 years old. I think the song is quite happy, with a grating of cheese, which is always something that I appreciate. Let's take a listen.
Makes no sense to say this way when I just want to say I am gay. Doesn't matter what you do or say. So excuse me if I sound cliche. I just wanna be myself every second, every hour, every day. 'Cause I am gay. And I'm stronger than I've been before.
Okay, right. I'm going to throw this out there. Right. Does anyone actually remember here the fast food rockers from about 10, 15 years ago? Probably more 15 years ago. Who sung songs like Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut.
yeah.
Kentucky
Yeah, I know
Fried
that
Chicken.
one.
Yeah.
And I can't help but get that kind of vibe. I'm just throwing it out there.
A bit.
That,
Yeah, I see
I
it.
mean, Nicholas, I mean, what are your thoughts?
So, I mean, I'm gonna go with my initial thoughts first, because when I originally heard this, I thought, this is really fun. It's a kind of like, high school musical styled song. It's something that I think, young people would be into. It has a message that a lot of young people would be into as well. But here's the thing, and I'm gonna open up, the conversation about this. People have been, she's been out there saying that she is not gay herself. She's wrote this to, support the LGBT community, but it is just a weird thing, and it's hard for me to like really get behind the song, really support her, because she is singing about something that she doesn't necessarily know too much about, and for all we know, she, maybe, she's just doing it and I'm not gonna put any like labels on her, but maybe she is just doing it, to catch that young vote. We don't know. I don't want to accuse her of anything, but it is interesting. I mean, when we talked about it earlier, I talked with Elliot about it, and I said it was kind of the same as if I were to write a song about growing up Afro-American. Like, how would I know? So it is a little bit weird, and it's a shame, because it is actually quite a cute little song.
Yeah, and let's just go to Morten on this. Does bubblegum pop have a place in Melody Grand Prix?
I think it has a place, but this is not the right song to get the place. It's at least better than a Jenny Jensen song, but it didn't have so much competition to be better than her. So no, this song is just too outdated for me. I think if this was a part of Melody Grand Prix in 2010, 2011, I think it would be better than it is now, because it's like Disney Channel or Nickelodeon or something like that. A child's series would have for the series the music. But I don't think it's suited for Melody Grand Prix, this song. And I agree with Nicholas about the discussions about her not being gay and writing a song about with the title "I Am Gay." So I think the message is it's a great message, but it's the wrong person who's sending the message, I think.
Okay, Joe, let's pick up the music style with you. Now, let's picture the scene here. It's about 2 a.m. Everyone's had a few drinks, 4 or 5, maybe more. Is this the type of song we're going to be hearing in Euroclub? Or Eurofest? Is it the type of song that's going to make it on just because everyone's kind of? I mean, basically, what I'm saying is this, is the message going to get lost purely because it's just not going to be taken seriously, and it's going to be the type of song that's played at 2 a.m. when everyone's rip-roaringly drunk?
Do you know what? I don't doubt for a second this won't be played. I think it will be, but only because it'll be like, oh, let's see what we can put on now as a filler. We've got a room full of super fans. Okay, let's put it on. And I think that's the only reason. I'm not a fan of the song. I'm not a fan of this genre of music. I'm way too old for this sort of music, in my humble opinion anyway. I wouldn't get hung up about the fact that she's not gay message personally. One, because it spoils it, and it just spoils the experience, but also because gay can be translated into many different sort of meanings. I mean, gays is also happy, and I know this isn't necessarily what this is about, but that's effectively what some people might take forward from the song, rather than, oh my god, she's not gay. Oh, just don't get hung up about it, and just say, yeah, you like this sort of music, or no, you don't. End of.
And Martin, wrap this one up for us. Are we realistically gonna see Liza in the final?
Oh, it's a possibility, because it is pop. It's obviously the most pop of this one. So if Norway wants to go for a pop tune out of this semi-final, it's only got this one to choose from. I was thinking this probably would fit more in with Melody Festivalen, because there would be obviously the little apps that the 3 to 9 year olds and the next age group up could be voting for, and that would push it through. But I think because it is on its own, it's just as likely as the other 4 to go through on Saturday night, because they're all fairly different. There's only 2 which are going to cover in a minute that are actually probably similar sort of genres, but this is the most pop, and if people want that on Saturday night, this is what's going to go through. I don't think anybody's going to think about the connotations of I am gay with for the Norwegian public that are going to be voting for this. It's obviously a bigger deal for the fandom at the moment. So
yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't really, I mean, I know it's been controversial in the fandom, haven't necessarily paid too much attention to that. And this comes as a shock to many people, because people, for some reason, associate really cheesy music with my musical tastes. But I have to say, even I draw a line, and
fair enough.
The line has been stepped across. I just find it very irritating. Stuart's put in the chat room, it's worse than Lou from 2003, who had the song "Let's Get Happy." I have to say, Stuart, and for anyone that hasn't heard Germany's song from 2003, "Let's Get Happy," go and listen to it. It is a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece that a younger version of myself may have enjoyed bouncing around the room to.
Or just go to Eurofest.
Well, there is that. Okay, but yeah, it's not for me either. Now, let's move on, guys. Third song, Kevin Boyner, Stem Porma. Vote for me, it translates to in English. Now, he originally entered Norwegian Talent in 2010, and he didn't get anywhere. And he tried, and then he got success when he went and entered in 2015 with Sami Rap. Last year, he had over 40 million streams on Spotify. Okay, and he's had 70 million streams in total, which puts him in a reasonably good position, I think. Let's take a listen to the song and see what people think.
I was going to start singing "We Are the Winners." I literally think this is probably going to go through, because not only because he's so popular, but also because he's really ultra catchy. And let's face it, we love a yoik at the moment, don't we? In Norway, loving a yoik, and it's not going to go. If it goes through, it's not going to win the actual final, but I can see this one going through big time.
Okay, and Martin, this has got a bit of everything in, really, hasn't it?
It has. I think it partly depends on whether the whole of Norway has been indoctrinated into the yoiking campaign that Kaino apparently are getting involved with colours. And if everyone's already yoiking, then I think this is the one out of the two where there's yoiking in the song. This will be the one. I mean, it's fun, it's upbeat. I'd be interested to see how it's performed and what he looks like on stage. And obviously, Morton's probably got a better idea. You can tell us more about that. I don't know whether he's popular on TV in Norway, but from the four, this is probably the most fun, upbeat one. I could imagine this one actually winning, but I think it might depend on the duels as to if he can avoid Ellen in the Woods, basically.
And Nicholas, he's saying vote for me. Are you going to be voting for him?
I am going to. And it's interesting to hear that people are actually saying they like this, because I thought I was the only one, so I'm quite happy. This is the most fun one out of these, and I think in a semifinal that feels a little bit dire, in my opinion. I think it's nice to have something that feels fun and just kind of isn't taking itself too serious. And I think obviously it's playing along with Spirit in the Sky with the whole like yoinking and everything. It's very popular at the moment. We knew someone was going to do it, and I think it actually it works in the song because the song itself is a gimmick, so it doesn't really matter that it's using a gimmick. So I think it's fun, and I think it could go through simply because of the fact that it's different and fun. And I think it would be nice to have something in the final that was a little bit more lighthearted, because we have many big, strong songs with a lot of emotion in it. It would just be nice to have this just bubble along to in the final as well.
Okay, Morton, wrap up this discussion for us.
Well, I have to say that this is clearly not only the worst song in this semifinal, but it is clearly the worst song in Melodi Grand Prix so far. No doubt, because I'm from Norway. I understand everything that he's saying and everything. And the lyrics is just so bad. And the first sentence is, "What has happened to Norway?" Why do you start a song with "What has happened to Norway?" And they do so much in the song, modulations, and add so many things that's gonna appeal to every single person. It doesn't work out, and the yoiking is just. If Fred Bullio from Kano is here, he's down there, you can't even see him. So big difference. If this goes through, oh my goodness, no, just please don't.
Oh,
sorry.
What a mixed view. You heard it here first. Norway won't be voting for Kevin Boyner.
Oh no.
It's only the rest of us that will.
Unfortunately, NRK don't geo-block it, and therefore we've all been voting for the last 4 weeks as well. Although, let's be perfectly honest, and I have to console you with this, Morton, that, over here, me and Joe have been giving the kiss of death to so many songs, quite frankly, that the minute we say we like something, you may as well just say they're not getting through anyway. So, the curse was only broken by us not actually going for our favourite last week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, shall we move on? I can't believe this is the final semi-final song of the final semi-final.
Final.
Yeah, I'm just starting to get a bit oh, right. It's Ellen. Oh, do you know what? It's so apt as well. Ellen in the Woods. We are as one.
Aww.
Ellen is someone who specialises in folk tales, a leader in the Sami Composer Association, has played 300 concerts in over 11 countries in the past few years as well. Teamed up with the Woods. Now, the only thing I could find out about this, so I'm going to have to go to Morton slightly about the Woods part, is that they're part of a pairing called Macho Psycho, and they are successful Swedish song producers.
Yep.
And they've had collaborations with the likes of Pink, Cher, Justin Timberlake. I mean, it was like a Facebook of celebrities doing research on these guys. So a very high pedigree, and I think this is reflected in the song. Take a listen, judge for yourselves. Are you feeling it, Joe? We are.
Very dreamy, isn't it? It's very dreamy. You could close your eyes and you could just sway to it. Yeah, that's what I think of this. I do love this song, I have to admit, and as far as quality goes, I think this is definitely the best one. But quality-wise, in the semis, whether it's the fun favorite is different. But I think these guys are probably going to win. I'd still love to send Kevin if I'm honest, but yeah, I think this is probably going to be the winner at the end of the day. And she's got a lovely voice. She really has. Really nice voice.
And Morten, have we gone from your least favourite to your favourite in this semi-final? Or
we actually have.
Tenterhooks? Oh,
we actually have. It's a great finish off this 5 weeks of Melodi Grand Prix with the best song of the semi-final, at least.
Hey.
But it's not a super great song. It's not like up there with the best songs this year, but it's the best song of the semi-final. Elin has a great voice, and her yoiking parts are very different to what Fred and Kevin is doing. But I really like the way she does it. And we all know that The Woods is really talented and has worked with Jessie J and Margaret Berger, who sung for Norway in 2013. So he is really talented, and I think that they have the best song in the semi-final, and I hope they go through to Trondheim.
Okay. Martin, do you reckon this is a song that is going to come up with the goods on Saturday?
Well, based on the song alone, it's the best production, the best composition. She sounds amazing. I've just got this worry that on the night, because of the 4 songs being so different and how, in a way, the other ones might be able to be staged a lot more visually wow. And I get the feeling this one might not be. I might be wrong, but I think this could be very understated, and I'm just wondering whether that might mean that it might get others get votes more than this one, just purely because this is the calm one, the quiet one, the composed one, whereas all the others are like, jazz in your face, I am gay in your face, Kevin with his vote for me in your face sort of thing. But as far as professional and how good it sounds, this would be the one I'd like to see go through as well.
Okay. And Nicholas, just wrapping up this discussion, what's your take?
Yeah, I think it's a very authentic song, and I think it definitely, fits because the whole thing with these semifinals was that it was like, a part of Norway for each semifinal, and this definitely feels like it could only belong in this semifinal. I mean, everything has already been said. It's the most well-produced, but it also means that, and I wouldn't say it comes off as boring, because it definitely doesn't, but I think, in the mix of these, it needs to get a good draw, because otherwise it won't go through to the gold final, because while it is really nice, and it's definitely, I agree, it's the best produced one, probably the best out of the bunch, it's not really the one that stands out, because we have 3 songs that very much stand out for good or bad. So I think it'll be interesting to see if they have enough fans, like, in the fandom, because I mean, they have been in MGP before, and they have this like very lovely northern sound that a lot of Eurovision fans and Norwegian fans, I'm sure, enjoy. It could go through because of that, but it could also lose out because it's just not interesting enough.
It's very interesting, and also interesting that you talk about the draw, Now, in a change to what I normally do at this time, because I think this is going to be quite interesting this week, not only am I going to ask the panel for their favourites, but I'm also going to ask you for your duel predictions. Who do we think is going to go up against who? Because I think they've been a bit interesting of late, and I'll be interested to take the panel's views. Also, don't forget to give your views as well in the chat room. It's been lovely to see the chat room buzzing this evening. Karen's saying Ellen's clearly the best and safest choice to send this grand final. Not the best song, but best from this semi-final for sure. In terms of Steb Parbe, Tom Martinson, lyrics in this song is far away from being art. Maybe just people outside Norway thinking this is a fun song. It's just embarrassing. It's interesting. It totally contrasts with Ahmet that says it's my favourite in this semi-final. It's lovely to see such discussions going on. Now, there is one song, as always, every week, that we haven't covered. Tona Damli has an automatic qualifier. It hurts sometimes. Now, I'm going to have to go to the panel for this because I'm sure this hasn't actually been leaked yet.
Not seen anything.
No,
I think we're too early. It's
Yeah.
because,
We are
it's because
too
we're
early.
broadcasting on Wednesday this time.
It'll be tomorrow. It'll leak tomorrow or early tomorrow tonight.
Yeah, it will probably leak tomorrow, but we do
Yeah.
know that it officially drops at midnight on Friday. Okay, that's midnight CET on Friday, and you can listen to Tona Damli. And as always, we'll be giving our thoughts on that song during the review show, which is at its normal time slot. That's 10 p.m. Central European time on Saturday night. When I think we're just going to be recovering from tons and tons and tons and tons of just Eurovisionness. So, panel, I'm going to go round anti-clockwise this week. So I'm going to start with Morten. Who do you think the duels are going to be? And who's your pick to go through?
The funny thing is that all these 4 semifinals before this, I have predicted correctly on who I think will win, but it's been variated on who I want to win. But the duels, I think it will be Kevin against Lisa, and then Jenny against Ellen. That is my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
And I think actually for the first time, or maybe for the second time, the person I think and wants to win is the same person, and that is Ellen and the Woods, who will win.
Martin,
round to you.
I think it'll be sod's law that you'll get Kevin against Ellen in the Woods, just so you can. That'll be the direct matchup, and it won't be in the final. It'll be in the semi-final, and Lisa against Jenny. And then I think I've got this feeling if that happens, I wouldn't be surprised if Lisa goes through.
Okay.
Not what I'd want to happen, but what I think would happen.
Interesting. Joe.
Oh, yeah. I think the same as Martin as far as the duels go, only because it's sod's law, isn't it? And that's the thing. So, and I think it will end up being Kevin against Liza, and I think Kevin will get him.
Okay. And finally, Nicholas.
Yeah.
I just have to say before you start, Nicholas, that so far the other 3 panelists have all picked different songs to go through.
You have to say Jenny now.
So I'm not gonna do that. No, I think because I've been looking at it, and I feel like it's always like very similar songs going up against each other, and there could be a reason for that. So I think it's gonna be I Am Gay up against Vote For Me. Maybe, possibly, and I could see like from that duel, it would probably be Vote For Me, and then we would have Mr. Hello versus We Are As One, obviously with Ellen in the Woods going through. I don't think there would be any doubt about that unless I am completely out of touch with everything going on in the Eurovision fandom. And I think between those two songs, I think it's going to be really hard. But I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to which one is the Eurovision fandom's favorite. By the end of this week, because what I've noticed is that it's always the one who wins, like the fan polls. Because I think there are more Eurovision fans voting than Norwegian people. So we'll see.
Oh,
So I don't have a clue. That's
Top out.
okay. So I'm gonna
Top
say I won't vote for me, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, 2 votes for Kevin. Right, I'll be perfectly honest. I think the duels will probably work out, as Martin has said, but I think Kevin Boyner is too similar in style. There are some similarities my ears are drawing between him and Magnus Bokn, who won last week. Just in terms of sort of like the violins, even though there's a bit of everything that's going in there, and I think Magnus Bokn is by far the superior song, and I reckon that people won't want to repeat that. So I'm going to say Ellen and the Woods will probably make it through. We'll see. I may have just given the kiss of death to Ellen and the Woods, and for which I wholeheartedly apologise, and therefore I will be backing Jenny Jensen for the win instead. Hello. Now, what's coming up next on ESC Fan TV? Right, guys, if you haven't clicked the like and subscribe button, please do it now. There is so much stuff coming up on the channel. You will have seen there's been a new video every single day this week. That's continuing. Tomorrow, Andy Brook and his panelists take a look at San Remo. On Friday night, we're going over to Denmark with someone not too far away from me. And Nicholas is going to take his panel through the Danish Melodi Grand Prix songs as well. Saturday, we're going to be just jam-packed full. Australia in the afternoon, Norway in the evening, and then don't forget Sunday, again 10 p.m. CET, we'll be here reviewing semi-final 2 of Melody Festivalen, if you can keep up. Oh, guys, final semi-final show done. I think we're going to have to come back next Wednesday, same time, and look at all the finalists. How does that sound?
That sounds good. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Very good.
A big thanks to my panel. Massive thanks to Nicholas.
Thank you, and I'll see you all on Friday.
Yes, big thanks to Joe.
Thank you, everyone. Love you loads, and I'll see you very soon.
Massive thanks to Martin.
Thank you, everyone. Good to be back.
So, and don't forget to check out his Let Me Be the One blog, and also the radio show, which you can find on Mixcloud as well. If you look under Martin Palmer, I think that's right, isn't it, Martin? You can find it all on there.
Yeah, or BSR listens again as well.
Okay. And also a massive thank you to Morten from Eurovision Norway as well.
Thank you, guys. I'll make sure to translate the lyrics for Stempema to tomorrow, so that you will hear that will not qualify for the final.
Hey! And don't forget, whilst you're checking out ESC Fan TV's content, don't forget to check out Eurovision Norway's as well. Give them a like and subscribe as well. Some fantastic content on there. Right, guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, I'm sure some people will be back tomorrow for San Remo. But until then, have a very good evening, and we'll catch you later. It's bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.